Hello, everyone. My name is Ana Mendoza, and I am supporting SVAEC, Salinas Valley Adult Education Consortium. So I'm going to talk to you a little bit about citizenship today. Citizenship, I highly encourage you to go to uscitizenshippod.com, which is the U.S. Citizenship Podcast. This is beautifully organized by a Mirpita's ESL teacher who teaches citizenship and has been teaching citizenship for many, many years. There's a textbook that you can purchase, and that way it can has all the worksheets for your students. But you can also just use her website and be able to find everything that you need. For example, she divides everything very beautifully by day. So this is, for example, if you're going to do a 10-week or 15-week quarter, you can use it. You can use it has per day. So for example, the first day, there's a YouTube video that goes with it that she created. There's a script that students and teachers can use, and of course it builds on knowledge, right? But what I love about U.S. Citizenship Podcast is that it's really connected to the N400 and to the four components of citizenship. One, the reading part of the test, the writing part of the test, the civics questions, and of course the most important one and the more difficult for our students to pass, which is that conversation that they get to have with the immigration officer. So it focuses on all four components, and it uses vocabulary that students will find in the N400 and that the officer is more likely to use when asking the students these questions. It has quizzes. It has a lot of really good things. And if you want to use USA Learns, it even tells you where in USA Learns you can find this information. It's really, really great. And then of course it has the N400 practice scripts. When I was teaching, I used to love these because it has like the Kahoot, it has the presentation, it has the script, it has the video, it has everything that you need to teach your class. And then of course it also has the PDF, right, of all the different, depending on what you're working on that week. So for example, that week, maybe you're working in work in prison. So then you select that for question 9, right? And that way you can then teach it to your students about what that means. And also, of course, it has the question that they will be asked by the officer, which is, have you ever detained a person or group of people? And then students, there's imagery, this is again designed by an ESL teacher. So therefore a lot of the material is for adults and is about ESL. And therefore students are able to it's able to fulfill the needs of your ESL citizenship class. Something else that it also has, aside from the lessons, is that it has a Padlet as well that you can use to practice with your students. So it has a lot of information. There's even a YouTube video on it that you can use for your students. I love the YouTube videos for various reasons, aside from your students also needing it for to learn and to be able to practice, like the audio of how to become a U.S. citizen, right? So for example, sometimes students, they want to be doing their chores or working and with their headset on and just listening to podcasts, right, about citizenship, and therefore they're able to see and to hear, and to watch as well, like interviews that teacher Jennifer, who is the Milpita's teacher, that she's having with her students. So highly encourage you to take a look at that. Here you will also find the U.S. Citizenship with Immigration Attorney Armida Mendoza and Lorena Vargas, where students can then watch the video and kind of get information about the new rules of citizenship. This, of course, as you can recognize, is done by Salinas Valley Adult Education Consortium. We recorded it and we shared it with teacher Jennifer, and then she shared it with all her followers, and it has the most updated information about citizenship. Yeah, I also encourage you to visit USCIS. Here you will find the citizenship icon, and then it has information for educators. It has training sessions. It has a lot of really good material for you to use in the classroom, and it comes directly from USCIS, which is the Office of Immigration, right? And so highly encourage you to use it. Also, this is a great resource also to help to teach your students, because once they register, and once they submit their citizenship application and they get the letter, they can also create an account at USCIS at their website, so that way they can see when their appointment is coming, all that good stuff. As part of the support that that Salinas Valley Adult Education Board Consortium is providing is the different events that we have. Like, for example, we have Ven el Café con Pan on February 27. Both attorneys, Armida Mendoza and Lorena Vargas, who have more than, Lorena Vargas has more than 20 years of experience representing clients. And the same thing with Attorney Mendoza. She's over 15 years in immigration law. So both very experienced, and of course that are two attorneys that come from the nonprofit world, that have worked for now I forgot, but the UFW Foundation. They have both been attorneys for the UFW Foundation, and they now have opened their own firms. And so therefore they're very trusted within our communities, not only here in Salinas, but also but they're going to be talking about citizenship and immigration, with citizenship, of course, March 13. So highly encourage your students to log in. There's a way for them to register. There's a way for them to just come in and attend. And of course, there's the information of the two attorneys as well. As part of SVAEC, we also have the recordings again that are on the YouTube channels that talk about citizenship as well. So Q&A with immigration attorney Armida Mendoza, and they talk about just the different things that are happening when it comes to immigration, and of course citizenship. So highly encourage you to share this with your students, to have it available, to print it and have it available on the wall, so that way students know what to do with their phones. And of course you can also just share the link as well. Something else that we also have as part of SVAEC is that we have the attorneys, both attorneys, because they're really committed to helping the community. Attorney Mendoza has gotten an award from United Way because of her service to our community, and so they are now giving they're giving free immigration consultations. They're giving 50 as part of SVAEC once a month. So therefore students can pre-register, and if they pre-register, then the attorneys call them on that day, for example, January 23rd, between the times of 9 a.m. to 2 p.m., or they can just come in and attend. They can also do that, and then the attorneys online. I will be placing them in a breakout room, where then they will be able to have that one-on-one conversation with the attorney, or they can just pre-register and have the attorneys call them. So this is available not only for students, but it's available for anyone in the country. So if students have a family member or a friend that lives in Arizona or Florida or wherever in the country, they can also take advantage of this free consultation as well. We encourage students to get a free immigration consultation because laws change, and also because maybe they want to talk about their citizenship, or if maybe they're just any immigration situation. Now, when it comes to the teachers, we do encourage that number one, there's two assessments that you can give your students so that you can get payment points, so that you can be in compliance with CAPE or with WIOA. So for example, when you log into your e-testing site, which is caetestonline.org, and you put CIT, you will see that there's a citizenship pre-test and post-test, right? And so this is the test that is given to your student, and that way, if your student passes it, then you get a point. Another way to do it is also with the CIT. And for the CIT, you can also get another point, but you have to be certified. So you have to go through the certification process and give your students an assessment, a verbal assessment, and then give them a score. And then the assessment will you get another point for that assessment. So highly encourage you to go to the CIT certification or recertification, which is part of CASAS. Of course, all teachers need to have the e-testing certification, so that way they can give this test and get 1 point. And then if you want to get another point for your student, then the teacher have to go through the CIT certification, and then give them the verbal assessment, and then you get another point for your institution. Remember that each point is the price varies, but it's from like $300 to $400 per point. And so therefore, if you give these two assessments to your students, you can get up to over $800 for one student for your agency. So it does accumulate. So we encourage you to do both, right? Especially if you're a WIOA agency. If you're Cape doesn't, which is the state, then they don't really offer a lot of things. But but it does look really good in your reports. But when it comes to funding, then especially if you're WIOA, then that would be 2 points that you would get per student. So and that's not counting the pre and the post test or yield civics that student may do, right, for another class, or if they're involved in another class. So if you have any questions, please do reach out to me, and that way I can help you and support you. SVAEC is here to help. If you want any other how-to video, please do let us know. Have a wonderful day.